That night, when gunboat came and shot bullet on her, Ijaw people would have replied, because we're on ground. We saw when the gunboat came from the creek. We saw when they brought the gunboat from the creek. That would have been a reply. But we allowed it slide because we did not orchestrate, we didn't plan to have a theater of war at Abalama. We were only very, very angry at the disrespect of our traditional rulers. Like I was interrogating the Northerners, I was asking them if a mayor and a mayor in North, anywhere, in any counts of North, say don't do this, would they flaunt the order of any mayor or Sultan of Sokoto or only 50? Place another that nothing to happen there. Anybody, any of the Yoruba person in the military, or anybody would say no. This is what we face as Southerners. This is what we face as Ijaw people. That the presidency should know that is desecrating the traditional institution of Ijaw nation. This is what we will not accept. The military, the police, anybody they are using to achieve their purpose should know that they have kings, they have chiefs, they have everybody in their land. The time will come. A time will come. Such thing will not occur again. It will never repeat itself. It's a message you are passing to Wike. A man who can comfortably dethrone a king from his place. Is that man normal? It's not normal. It's not a normal being. Today is complaining. As the original king has been restated, he's complaining. Such a man who goes extreme to desecrate traditional institutions. And people celebrate him. I wonder the kind of, I don't have any message to such persons, but I pray God forgive them. The drama started on eve to the yesterday, 14th to yesterday. LYC had an emergency congress in respect of the insult from Wike. We had emergency. Ordinarily, it would have been at the same venue because we are reliably informed that the activity was not approved. The activity at Abalama was not approved by the king. So we had our venue there because Abalama is a strategic community in Calabari that have former IYC leaders. So they suggested that we have a congress there. At the eve of preparation, we mobilize our canopies and everything down to the venue. We realize that already they have occupied the venue. And critical stakeholders of Ijaw nation called. What is happening, advised. For the peace of Ijaw nation, we had to pick an alternative venue. But little did they know that our presence was a threat to them. We are not there massively. We never had a premeditated intention of maybe fighting, disorganizing them, because those that are bringing him to Abalama are also our Ijaw brothers. We don't need to fight or kill them. But there is need to send this silent message to Wike that as an individual, is nobody to Ijaw nation. Wike cannot even stand IYC chapter Abalama if it's just Wike, but we blame the presidency. Our leaders are smart. They are not leaders of this generation, politicians like Wike. Their intervention made us to have an alternative venue. But yet, they still adventure to lock down our venue with security. And because we were on ground, from every reliable information, even at that night, gunboat, they used gunboats. Gunboat came through the creeks of Abalama and even fire shot on her. IYC was on ground when the gunboat came. But we are not fighting military. We are not fighting the federal government. But we only send a silent message to the federal government that the drum they are beating behind Wike, it will only swallow Wike, it will not swallow the federal government. While it is swallowing federal government and Wike, it will also indirectly affect the federal government. But we allowed everything to go the way it's supposed to go, because if it happens the way they want it, it is the blood of the just ones that will spill. That is why the restraint occurred. They had a premeditated motive to cause a chaos, cause a crisis. They wanted an Abalama replication, the way they invaded Abalama and spoiled IYC election, because they wanted the structure by all means. They said that Awana is nothing, but they invaded Abalama with our youths, Ijaw youths who don't have bearing, Ijaw youths who are vulnerable, Ijaw youths who they have used over time without meaningful source of livelihood, and they misled them. You can imagine that they mobilize our youths with ordinary 5, 6, 7,000 to come and shoot guns at Abalama. You see, the Abalama saga is something we shouldn't be reflecting on, because it's a sad day for Ijaw nation, caused by Wike and his group. So they just wanted same saga to replicate in Calabar land, so that they will label it on our leader. IYC took this decision without consulting any of our leaders. In fact, our leaders were even surprised that we are having a congress, an emergency congress at Abalama. And they called. And we told them they should take themselves up, that we cannot sit and watch Wike continue to insult Ijaw people because he has a backing of the presidency. So that night, gunboat came through the creeks. We are the venue. We saw the venue with police vans, even mobilized court boys. Many paid to that place. It's night. Just 1 or 2 dynamite can dispatch everybody. If Ijaw youths say this is what they want to do, without considering their brothers, just 1 or 2 dynamite to dispatch everybody there that night, and they cannot hold anything. But that is not the intention of IYC. And we cannot embark on a journey that would cause another course or reputation of Abalama. They wanted Abalama to happen again, but we are too smart, very smart, to avert it. So we had to deploy all our people out from Abalama that night. Maybe let it not be that to cause any issue at night, so to go back in the morning. Before we arrived that morning, army, police, armored car everywhere. It was like a war. And you saw our women. Because of you barricaded our access, the women started protesting. And you started pointing tear gas. And they have their military called boys within the crease. We saw them. That's why they aided one Fìre, to shoot at us. That made some of our ladies to run. Ladies, ordinarily, we are not running, because the tear gas is something that we are used to. The ladies are not running. It was when a gunshot that the ladies ran, and some of them got injured. About 4 of them were in the hospital yesterday. But we thank God. We thank God. Point the tear gas. That made us to advance to the boundary between Calabari and Emowa. Initially they sent boys to Wood to come and chase our guests. Who went there? Even the police that were there, we are having almost had a confrontation with me when I'm telling them we must stand for our women. It's not because there are no men. We know them. When they see our youths, they will act and say the youths, we are the people that provoke them. But no. They shot at armless women because you deprive them from their access. So that was what just happened. So they thought they can do whatever they want to do in that land, but he thought he was strong. But yesterday proved that he's nobody. How would he come to Calabari land and say Ijaw people are nice people? Ijaw people are good people. Does it make sense? He was bold at Abuja, casting all aspersion on Ijaw people. But he was in Calabari land saying Ijaw people are good people or nice people. The world should know the kind of person he is. If he's not scared, why didn't he say Ijaw people are bad people like Abalama yesterday? We are too liberal. The Calabari people, where the event was hosted, are very liberal people. But if you take our liberality for granted, it will become a story for another day. But in all, we give thanks to God that in the coming days, nobody knows what will happen if we keep continuing with his rascality. This is what we will not tolerate. We will never tolerate his rascality. There are people that he has made to believe that he's with them, but we pity them, that they are just slaves to him. He's just using them. If he couldn't give them power while he was exiting, is it now? He will give to them? No, he won't give to them. So, we'll still appeal to them. If they have not realized themselves, they should know that wicked does not value them. But in all, yesterday was a success because they were disappointed. They wanted everything to happen so that they can label it. Ordinarily, I shouldn't be calling his name. Alaji Mudiai, that's what they talk about. All their plan was to bring him down. But little did they know that he was not even consulted. He was not even consulted. Similarly, football does not even know. I don't even talk to him. We don't even see. I don't even know any of his aides in government house. He too doesn't know. When I see petty media slaves that they give 10,000, 50,000 for media activity, making noise, similarly people immobilize people, I laugh at them. Governor Similarly Fumra does not even know what we did. He was not informed. We didn't even have any engagement with any of his political aides. It is our right to defend our Ijaw land. For anyone to have a restraint from insulting Ijaw people. Thank you.
Would he a popular person in Rivers State, or is he just posturing? And what is his aim?
What made him popular? You served as a 2 times local government chairman. You served as a chief of staff. You served as a minister. Minister of Education, State, became a substantive active minister. Today you are a minister of FCT. Yet you are still fighting for recognition. Does that make a man popular? Because he's not popular. Definitely we know those around him are collecting from him. They call it collecting. We hear from them. They are collecting what he stole from Rivers State. He's not popular. The one man. Rivers State politics is not built on Wike. The political structure that made him who he is not him that built the structure. We as Ijaw youth leaders, we might not be politically active, but we know the trend of politics in Rivers State. He's just an opportunist who was given an opportunity by Ijaw people. He has never been popular.
What does getting what was achieved by his actions?
We know that the current president is a powerful mafia. A divide and rule mechanism is what is playing in Wiki. We have never seen a country where one man is infiltrating the whole opposition political parties in Nigeria. That is to say, it's not his making. He does not even have that capacity as an individual. After being a governor, it is the presidency. Even the presidency knows that it's a nuisance to them. Because he doesn't even know his end. But for we, as a joint leaders, we will not allow him to continue to insult our leaders. Our leaders are not the same pedigree with him. They might have hated him to be a governor, but they are not still the same pedigree with him. We will not allow him to continue to insult our leaders.
What do you think of the Supreme Court judgment?
The Supreme Court judgment is a doctor judgment. The Supreme Court judgment is not a judgment that it is very disappointing that legal luminaries of that caliber will align themselves to such judgment. They did not even consider the national unity. They did not even consider Rivers State as a treasure base of the nation because they want to control the economic power of Rivers State. We know the president does not have much economic strength in Rivers State. He does not have much thing. We knew the states everywhere he has his political structures and economic structures. The president is doing everything within his reach to break into this area. So we don't blame Wike, who is a tool for the president. As Rivers State is, the same caliber cabal of politicians didn't allow our seaport to function. Right from Obasanjo. Everything is diverted to Lagos. The same caliber of leaders from Obasanjo now to Tinubu, replicating what Obasanjo did, what Tinubu is doing. Yar'Adua came trying to correct a lot of things, but God may have him. God didn't allow him to last. A lot of things will have changed. So Tinubu want to replicate even worse than what Obasanjo is doing. Tinubu is doing it at the Obasanjo is direct. Obasanjo does not care anybody. He directly tells you this is what you want to do. But Tinubu is doing it through his agents like Wike. The job people already have their own advice. If the job, we don't need to advise. I don't need to advise the job people. We know ourselves already. We know him. There is a boundary between the job and his activities. Those that are with him, with time they will realize. But my message to Ijaw youths, especially from the eastern flank of the Ijaw nation, is that we should continue to maintain the pace and have restraint against their plot to paint Ijaws and Ijaw youths as bad and violent people. But I don't need any advice. He confessed at Abalama that Ijaw people are nice. Ijaw people are not evil people. So I don't need any advice again. He confessed it indirectly. He indirectly apologized to Ijaw nation, Calamari land. So I don't need to advise. The message came from him that Ijaw people are nice and good people. But he indirectly appealed, deceitfully appealed to his followers. He cannot appeal to the conscience of an Ijaw man like me that is telling me that I'm a nice person. He only deceived his people because the statement he made in national TV posed a threat to those people that are following him. So he had to just make a statement to make them feel like he did not insult them. No, now we know him. We know Wike very well. Wike is give and take. Wike does not do something without collecting with left hand. Wike gives you one cup, small cup, and take a big cup from you. We know Wike. So we pray that one day they know that we don't hate them. They are brothers. We love them. Yesterday was a signal to them to understand that we don't hate them.